You know what's funny about this whole Chris Brown situation? It shows that black people, we hold on to a lot of trauma that we probably shouldn't hold on to, especially if other people forget. Now, I'm in hindsight, I'm one of them too, because there's one joint where there's one situation, and I want to explain it here. One of these days I will, but I'm not going to explain it today. Where like I felt like this singular trauma has held me for a while, and although I forgave, I never forget, which is about as far as you can go. Because a lot of people say forgive and forget. This is no, because that person might fuck you over again, and that's how I am with people. It's just like I'll forgive you, but I'm not gonna forget what you've done. Because and especially if like I don't see no change behavior. So this is where I'm going with Chris Brown. I feel like every time I feel sorry for Chris Brown for because him being in the spotlight as so young. Sometimes you don't know how to fucking handle things at a younger person, and even now, like he still kind of lashes out, but I can see he's trying to mature. You can at least see him trying to mature. Um, he will forever be, and this is probably why he doesn't do interviews no more because a lot of people is just going to bring it up. I said and I said this on my podcast a while ago. There are things that people are just not going to forget ever. One of them is Lil Mama being on the stage with Jay Z and Alicia Keys, Kanye West and all the other bullshit he does, uh, and Chris Brown hitting Rihanna. Those are like three things that, in my opinion, a lot of people are just not going to forget ever, and they will always bring it up. There's probably other stuff I'm not thinking off the head, but that's basically it. Charlemagne with the "Can I get a drop?" I would think because a lot of people mention that, and Charlemagne takes that on the chin. He really don't fucking care, but obviously, you know, the Chris Brown and the Lil Mama thing, a lot, that still gets to them. You can tell when anybody brings that up to Lil Mama, that still gets to them. And motherfucking Chris, anytime when Chris Brown, someone mentions Chris Brown hitting Rihanna and brings up, now they did the thing. So obviously, like I said, if you the one that did it, you obviously gonna get dragged for it. But what do you do when both parties forgive and you're like the outside party and you still want to? Why are you bringing it up? See, I've seen that both parties done forgave each other, and both parties done sat with each other after the whole incident when they was young kids. And even Rihanna, even like we get more of the story about Rihanna hitting back and some shit like that, which I don't realize she is Caribbean, and Caribbean women fight. Them women fight. They're not dainty like white women. And we all love Rihanna, but Rihanna at one point was the queen of clapbacks as well. So she ain't no sucker. Now that doesn't mean put hands on her, but she ain't no sucker either. And she looked like she hit niggas. Now I'm not saying she's violent, but I am saying she do look like she hit niggas. Now, you know, not taking nothing from her. It's just one of those things that it's just an observation. Now, well, how can I say this? As fans, because obviously I'm talking about the whole Chloe thing and Chris Brown, and a lot of people and a lot of women. If it's not him hitting Rihanna, it's him being quote unquote colorist. And look, we can argue this preference thing on, and this is coming from a man that loves dark skin women. Skip, my alarm just went off. Um, this is coming from a man that love dark skinned women. I will say that shit all the fucking time. we don't fucking care. It's like nigga, if a nigga is colorist, and the reasons why most men don't care because it's just like, what does that got to do with me? We say this shit all the time. It's just like, this so and so is colors. It's like, the fuck this got to do with me? Um, I'm not. And that's how a lot of men look at it. It's just like when, I say this all the time. Some of my white friends that I was cool with, it's just like they didn't want to date black women. I didn't fucking care. It's like none of that shit got to do with me. Now the next year they over there. Oh man, after they get to know a black woman, it's just like yo, I understand. It's like they get it now. So it's one of those things. It's just like you don't. It's like why black women are so adored. So what I'm saying is a lot of people change their opinions off of a while. So that one incident, and maybe that one incident of Chris Brown being colors, I don't know. Chloe Bailey's not light skinned, so if he was colors, I don't think he would do a song with fucking Chloe Bailey, who was beautiful. Yeah. Now, and I'm pretty sure I think he did a song with Normani as well. I did a song with Kelly Rowland, and Kelly Rowland is about as dark as they come. And she was like, and even she has gone to bat for Chris Brown. It's just like, yo, that man was a little kid. When do you want to give a brother a chance? And that was Kelly Rowland's stance. And this is the question on how long is this is specifically to black women because I only see black women doing this. There's probably other races, but I specifically only see black women doing this. How long are y'all gonna hold that over his head when both parties forgave each other? Now you can now here's the thing about Chris Brown. I am a fan of Chris Brown, but at the same time, I don't. You can like talk to him about the other shit, like him stealing art, which he has done. You could, there's people who have their reasons not to like Chris Brown. You have your right not to like Chris Brown, but do y'all really hold that over your heads? And I know a lot of people are, prone, when it comes to DV, when it comes to domestic violence, a lot of people are real. They walk on treaded waters with that. So they feel like once you're an abuser, you will always be an abuser. But people do change. But I would say this: you're not giving people the right to change. Chris Brown. Now, to me, Chris Brown, he's even though he's always in the fucking limelight for controversy, he really do try to stay out of trouble. He try to raise his daughter. He tries to he tries to be a dad. He tries to stay out. Now the shit with Karuchi, I always said this shit was wild, but I also said Karuchi must have to um Karuchi must have been a special woman for him to be stalked. Now she's not. She doesn't deserve to be stalked, but it was just like must have been really special for Chris Brown to stalk her ass or some shit like that. But maybe that's just how Chris Brown is when it comes to relationships. Maybe, and to me, I hope he's seek therapy for it. And like every time where someone mentions like sexual assault and all that stuff. Now a lot of people throw that on. Oh, what about the sexual assault recently? It was just like he beat that. He beat that. It was like there's a couple times where he's like that bitch lying, and like Chris Brown, he always lashes out. So I think that's another reason why black women kind of like stay on his ass because the way he be lashing out, just like how he lashed out at Keely Williams. But he does have a point. It's like y'all still holding me. I wish he'd have handled this better. And this is my only gripe about Chris Brown in this whole situation is that I wish you'd handled it better. Because telling people to suck your dick is not is doesn't make you look any better. But I feel like you do have a point, especially when it was just like y'all watch Blueface and Krishan fucking beat each other all the time, call that shit entertainment. Y'all pick and choose, cause he has points. It's just like y'all pick and choose who the fucking root for, who the fucking cheer for, who the fuck y'all watch. Y'all get mad at me for beating Rihanna, and but y'all over here just fucking loving Blueface and Krishan and some shit like that. In which he has a point, but also I hate to say this, Blueface has a point as well. Even throughout that all that English, Blueface has a point. You hit the wrong bitch. and not really calling Rihanna a bitch, but that's what Blueface said. Nigga, you hit the wrong bitch. You hit Rihanna. He's like, you hit someone that just, did the halftime Super Bowl. It's like, Krishan ain't Rihanna, in which he has a fucking point. He does have a. He's like, my bitch hit back. Now, according to Chris, and I think Rihanna, she did hit back too. And like I said, Rihanna ain't no punk. You can tell Rihanna ain't no punk. But Rihanna is a princess, so I don't see people just like uh, what's the word I'm looking for? I've been doing this lately. I don't see Rihanna being no little dainty princesses. If you heard stories about Rihanna, she's not. Two things you will realize is that one, she smelled good, and two, she's not as innocent as you were seeing. And I'm not saying that in a good way, in a bad way, but she's not as innocent as. Matter of fact, ever since after her first album, she's always had this good girl gone bad persona. So what I don't understand, like I said, I don't understand. But she does. She Rihanna do her. We gonna say that. So because black people in general, I'm talking to y'all because we hold on to a lot of trauma, including myself, and even me. I had to like it took a while for me to forgive but and move on from it, but we hold on to a lot of trauma that actually hurts us, and we don't get no therapy for it. We don't get people to talk it out. We just hold it, and then we lash it out on just random motherfuckers like Chris Brown. And that's what I'm seeing in these comment sessions from a lot of you black women, and it's just like y'all need therapy. Kevin Samuels, and Kevin Samuels was always talking about therapy. A lot of black people need therapy, or someone to just vent to because a lot of us are broken. A lot of us are broken. I feel like that's why we do things that we do because a lot of us are broken, especially millennials, and maybe a little bit of Gen Z. We are a broken society, and we getting older now, and we're getting to the point where that shit get passed on to the future generations, and some of this bad trauma, and like we're all about self healing and all that other shit, but there's some things that I feel like you need to you need to fix before you either A, have children, or B, get into a leadership position because people do watch you, and if you haven't gotten all that shit, at least excuse me, if you haven't gotten that shit at least, settled, the shit is going to follow you. Shit is going to kind of like fuck up your life. And I've seen that happen to many people where they just carry this and it fucks them up forever. And I don't want to see that for our people. I want to see us do good. So that's my opinion about that. Let me know what you think in the comment section. So then, my name is Oskino Fly, and I'm out. Peace.